Neville Goddard says in The Power of Awareness that in order for you, I've got the book here, but I've not got that exact bit, right? In order for you to have what it is that you desire in life, you have to die. You have to die. You have to die to your current self. You have to let that part of you go, every single part of it. Because the more that you're continuing to be yourself, the more that you're just going to get more of yourself. When you have a desire, when you have when you want to experience something different in your reality, we have to let go of our reality. We can, if you continue to give that focus, if you continue to give that attention, you are just going to give it more and allow more of that in, because that is all you are allowing to come into your energy. If you're, oh, I don't have any money and I really want more money, it's not going to come to you, is it? Because you are in that energy of not having money. So you will continue to attract things that aren't going to give you more money. Why would money come to you when you're saying, I don't have enough? I don't have money. It is that simple. What I could teach you, I could teach you everything about manifestation in a few hours. The issue is actually everything else that goes along with it. The biggest thing for me has been to understand and know what ego is, to know what consciousness is. That has helped me amazingly. The amount of growth that I have received from learning that and understanding it, and more importantly, embodying it, has been amazing. I want to attract £10,000 this month. Then you listen to your initial reaction. What is going on with your initial reaction? If it's, if it's something, oh, there's no way, you've never done it before. How on earth are you going to do that? How, how? If that's going on for you, that is your ego. When you can learn to turn the volume down on your ego and know that the ego is just a voice inside your head, that's all it is. Yet you listen to it like it's gospel. That you could go out and a stranger could say to you, do you know it's raining cats and dogs? And it's literally not raining cats and dogs. And you go, what a load of rubbish. You don't listen to everybody, but you listen to this voice that's inside your head that's not even real. It's a voice that's inside your mind, and your mind isn't a thing. Your mind, nobody has seen the mind. We can only hear it. Yet your mind is not your brain. Your brain is something that's dense. It's matter. And who says our mind's up there? Maybe our mind is somewhere else. We seem to imagine that our mind is in our mind, in our head. Could be anywhere. Could be anywhere. It's just we think our thoughts up here, so we believe. A thought is a thought, and majority of your thoughts are coming from ego, and ego is doing things, and they will seem logical, and its role is to keep you safe. It does have a purpose, and we can learn to work with our ego and use our ego to get our desires, using our ego to understand what our desires are. But when we try to do something different and to make change and to achieve something different in our lives, your ego will consistently come back to remind you that you cannot do that. And all it is, it's a voice. Michael Singer in Untethered Soul refers to this as your inner roommate. It is a voice. It is a thought that you get to accept or reject. A thought that comes into your mind that you say, I don't like that thought. No, no thanks. I want to earn an extra 10k this month. You can't do that. No, no thanks. Move. Because who says I can't? Because there's so much evidence all around you saying that it can be done. So why can't it be from you? Why can't you do it? It's all from a voice inside your head. It's all from this voice that's saying, no, you can't do that. You've never done it before. And it's trying to keep you safe, because it's like now you're going to worry and you're going to have fear and you're going to have doubt about actually bringing this 10k in. And how are we going to be? How are we going to act? How are we going to keep this 10k? What if we get what if we don't deal with it properly? What if something happens? What if somebody steals it? This is all the shit that's coming from your ego to keep you safe because it's never experienced that before. The thing is when you start living from the 5D, which is in your imagination, when you start living from the 5D, your ego will adapt to that. And you will always have that ego. So something that came up for me the other day there, and I was thinking, okay, so if I've got such an income, and for me to grow and to expand beyond that income, so I, in my imagination, in my 5D, I am that next level. I am that person that makes, let's just say, £1,000,000. But how do I do that? Like, if I can act like that and be that person, right? If I can not act, I don't want to act, I want to be. If I want to be that version, that $1,000,000 version, $1,000,000, £1,000,000,000 version, I don't necessarily have the funds to go and act and spend as if I had that billion pounds. I don't have it. But just like when I was going up to that 10K, I don't have the funds. I didn't have the funds to be a 10K spender, but I could be everything else. But here's the thing is when I was the 10K spender and when I'm in that growth state of wanting to get up to £1,000,000,000 spend person, it's not about spending it, it's about being everything so that it comes in. We need to be it to receive it. You see, you can't, unlike our thinking up until now, we believe that if we just ask for something, it's going to come to us. Now, you know from experience from your life that you have asked, you have said, I don't want to be skint, I'm sick of being skint, I don't like not having any money. And you act like that, you act like you've had no money, you don't spend money. And it's not just about the spending, it's about you're like, you live based on having no money. Your life revolves around having no money. So therefore, that is what you receive. If you were to change your energy to say, I do have money, it doesn't mean you have to spend it, because I had the same issues. I don't, as a £1,000,000,000 earner to 10K earner, I still have, how I got to 1 billion would mean that I was very conscious of my money. I didn't overspend. I didn't put myself into debt before I could afford it. I didn't spend unnecessarily. And that's the case whether I'm earning 10K or a billion. It's the same. So therefore, when you're going through a growth, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about spending it. Because you would still be mindful of how you're spending, whether it's you're bringing in 10K a month or $1 billion. Does that make sense? It's not about saying, oh, I'm going to visualize and I'm going to go into my 5D and create £1 billion. And it's like, right, okay, well, I'd have 3 planes and a fleet of cars. Oh, well, if I'm being that person, then that's what I must do. On the other hand, if you're going and you're building up to that next level, you also at that next level, when you are being that next level, when I'm being that £1,000,000,000 version, I'm also very careful with how I spend. I don't spend just for the sake of spending. So that part of it, we don't need to, it was always something that kept me back, because I'd say, well, if I'm moving up to this next level and I'm visualizing it and I'm being it, then surely I would spend like that. But no, because at each level of increment, each level that I go up within my income, I'm still the same version where I spend to my means, because that's what I believe. And if I do take on debt, I take on debt knowing that it is not debt, that it is just simply borrowing money that I can afford to pay back. There is a huge difference here. But ego is going to hold you back. And it's only if I say anything to you that you take in today, listening to this. Ego is a voice in your head. And if you can just say that on repeat all the time, ego is just a voice in my head. It is just a thought. You can have a thought of wealth or lack, and it's up to you which one you choose to believe in. You can have it, thoughts are going to come into your head. You have over 70,000 thoughts a day. They're going to come into your head. You don't need to listen to all of them. You don't need to pay any attention to any of them. You just get to know that there's thoughts there. They don't mean who you are. That thought could be, Suze, you are a terrible friend. I don't need to believe that. It's a thought. That's all it is. It's just an energy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a thought. It's like I could have a thought of, oh, I really desire some chocolate. Well, it's just a thought. It doesn't mean I've got to act upon it. I could have a desire that I really want to go and record a podcast. Do I really want to do that? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Let's think about it. I don't need to act on it, but if I want to, I can. I might have a thought that everybody hates me. Okay, it's just a thought. Do I want to accept it? No, it doesn't mean it's real. It hasn't got any evidence. Not all your thoughts are evidence based. Not all of them are evidence based, which means that you have a choice, which means that if they're not evidence based, then there's even less chance of them being the truth. Ego is edging God out. It will keep you in fear. Anything that you suffer, any suffering in your reality is coming from ego. It's coming from ego, and ego is not real. It is not who you are. You are a spiritual being having a human existence, living in this human body that has a mind and an ego. It's not who you are. The ego was designed to keep man safe many years ago when there was wild animals that they were at risk of, when they were at risk of being killed because they were out hunting for food. We don't have that. The ego now has more psychological barriers for us than to keep us safe. Its safety is coming and it's protecting us from psychological issues such as money, such as capability, such as comparison. It is there to keep us safe from what it thinks that we are and what it thinks that we want to be. As we be different, as we grow and expand, your ego will continue to grow and expand with you. It will grow and expand. You will reach that next level of income, that next level of love and your relationships, that next level of career. But your ego will continue to grow with you and will always throw things at you. It is not who you are. And this has been proved time and time and time and time again. We do not need to listen to our ego. We do not need to create from our ego. We do not need to focus on what the ego is asking us to focus on. We simply get to choose again. That's as simple as it gets.